Good evening, Ehud. I'll try to keep this brief. I know it's very late in Jerusalem. Since the Gilad Shalit affair, how many times has Hamas tried to kidnap Israelis?
Well, I can tell you, Abe, that in the past 18 months, there were 44 attempts by Hamas to kidnap Israelis in order to negotiate for release of prisoners. 44 attempts. That means they are doing a few of them every month. It doesn't depend on what the Israeli policy is, or what the international circumstances are. This is a constant effort, and every leader of Hamas is busy making almost daily proclamations that the target is to kidnap Israelis. So 44 attempts, and as you can imagine, by interrogating those involved who were arrested by the Israeli security services, the Israelis have by now gained enough information to understand how Hamas operates, what is the model for these kidnapping operations, where do they plan to have a hideout, etc. There is a lot that the Israelis know.
And in the 18 days that the case was not solved, the bodies were not recovered, many rumors that these were two rogue operatives, that there was no connection necessary to Hamas. Can you say definitively that this was a Hamas operation?
Absolutely. A pure Hamas operation carried out by two members of the military wing of Hamas, Marwan Kawasme and Amer Abu Aisha, both previously arrested for short periods by Israel and other charges. They were instructed and ordered by higher ranks in Hamas, including a guy, Sheikh Saleh Harouri, who is residing in Turkey, in Ankara, under Turkish auspices, and others who are based in Gaza, who were all released during the Shalit deal. So there is no question about it. From day one, the Israeli security had full information about the identity of the gentlemen involved.
I have two questions left. First, now that we have the audio tape of the call made by one of the boys, can you trace for us what happened in those horrible few seconds?
We have a tape of 2 minutes, 14 seconds, because one of the 16-year-old boys was brave enough to call the police, the 100 number, and say, basically he just said, I'm being kidnapped. In that tape, you hear the kidnappers, Marwan Kawasme and Amer Abu Aisha, telling him to keep his hand down. He doesn't. The telephone keeps working, and then you hear shots, and you hear then the other guys, the two kidnappers, singing, "We have got three, we have got three." Basically, they shot them right away. What they did was they took them from the hitchhiking station next to Gush Etzion. They made a quick U-turn towards Hebron, killed them, took the bodies out to a field nearby, buried them, and this is how it was discovered. So basically they search for the boys, as the security services knew from the beginning, was a search for bodies, not a search for hostages.
And how much longer will this new unity government last between Abbas and Hamas?
It's dead, but not buried, and not because of the kidnapping. The kidnapping is another element at the background. But basically, there is a contest between the Palestinian Authority and Hamas over the control of the Gaza Strip.